What's going on, football fans? It's JR from the Falcons Eye View. I'm joined today by
Toby from FaithFootballFans.
and we're going to be discussing the moves that the Falcons have made in free agency this year in 2017. I'm going to break it all down for you, and now that pretty much all the moves have been made. So, we got next to nothing left in cap until June 1st. So let's start off with the biggest acquisition, all puns intended.
Yes, sir.
With Dante Poe from Kansas City, right?
Yeah, boy.
See, that's the one I was waiting on. That's the one I felt like was going to be the splash this year.
Yeah, and I tweeted about that. I was like, man, by the time I go to bed and wake up in the morning that they have them signed, that they didn't get them signed quite that morning, but they did get them signed, about 3 days later.
Right. Well, the part that got me is I kept holding on and was holding my video, right? And I was like, because I know they're gonna sign him. I just knew it. It's that Scott Pioli connection. Needing a true nose tackle, releasing Tyson Jackson, all these things, like the stars aligned to sign Dante Poe.
Yep.
So I just kept waiting, and finally I was like, okay, you know what? This dude is globetrotting.
Yeah.
We may end up signing him, but it might be next week. So I did my video, and sure enough, the very next day, they sign him. I'm like, I'm getting professionally trolled by Thomas Dimitroff now.
Yeah, but Dan Quinn had already mentioned the day before. It was either at Georgia Tech's Pro Day or Georgia's Pro Day that he was hoping for some good news from that situation, and then lo and behold, the next day, boom, we find out that it was a short meeting in Miami for him, for Dante Poe, and he was signing with the Falcons, which was great.
Yeah, I think that's going to do wonders on our defensive line. I know a lot of people have brought up the fact that, he was dealing with back injuries and he wasn't necessarily as effective. But the one thing that people aren't bringing up is the enormous amount of snaps he played in Kansas City.
Right.
For a guy who's, 6'4", 340 plus, you playing 70% of the damn defensive snaps. Right. Yeah, that's going to wear you out just a little bit,
Well, according to Dan Quinn, it don't look like that's going to really change. Dan is saying that he's going to allow this man to basically roam free and do his thing. So I know he won't have as many snaps, but it looks like Dan is planning on having this man as being a 3-down defensive tackle, nose tackle, man.
And that wouldn't surprise me. But if Dan Quinn goes with the formula that he's used the past 2 years, it's a heavy defensive line rotation. Right. And I think that's one of the things that caught us up, last year. By the time we got to the Super Bowl, we were out of defensive people to be rotating with. Right. Because Adrian Claiborne was gone. Mm-hmm. And really, man, a lot of people don't know it, but Dwight Freeney was still dealing with a little injury issue that he had from a time ago during the season. Yeah. But he still looked good in the Super Bowl, though. No, he did. I ain't gonna lie. But to me, it speaks more volumes that, nobody's really kicked the tires on Dwight Freeney so far in free agency. Now, he may sign before camp, kind of like he did with us last year. Right. It tends to be the MO of the old cagey veterans. They don't want to go through OTAs and all that stuff. So, he's going to wait until probably closer to preseason to sign with somebody. Well, I don't know if you heard it or not, but Quinn already put it out there that the only way Freeney can come back is he has to participate in everything. So that means he can't even miss OTAs if he's coming back to the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, he probably ain't coming back to us then. Yeah, which is fine. I like Dwight Freeney. He's gonna go down as one of the all-time greats. But I think he did more off the field for us with mentoring Vic Beasley. Right. Whether he directly mentored him or just being in the same film room. Right. You can be working next to a guy and pick up tips from him without ever actually, saying, "Hey, dude, how do I need to do this?" Yeah, exactly. So just having him in the room, you saw the effect it had on Vic Beasley.
Right. It had a huge impact on him, man. 15.5 sacks for the season. The first sack king in Falcons history, not the most sacks, because we know John Abraham had it with 16 sacks back in 2008 when Mike Smith got here, but he was the first sack king of Falcons history, at least.
Right. Exactly. So I think the signing of Dante Poe gives a veteran presence, a unique veteran presence next to Grady Jarrett.
Right.
It also gives you a true nose tackle who can take up, dual blocks. Right. Eat up some blocks. Let them linebackers run free. Let Beasley run free in the back. So I think that's a major signing. Yeah. I was kind of hoping we get him for more than 1 year, but he's looking for a chance to really cash in.
Well, the beautiful part is, man, the cap is going up every year. So if he produces the way that Dan Quinn and us fans is hoping, we just might be able to be in play for him. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
We play the year out and see, because Dan is looking for him to be more than just a two-gap guy like he was in Kansas City. He wants him to be a one-gap penetrating type guy too. And so that's one of the things I think that really attracted Dante Poe, is because he'll get a chance to show his pass rush, and not just his, two-gap and space-eating ability to help out Deion Jones and Devondre Campbell.
No, you're right. You're 100% right on that. I think that's a very much it seems like that's the type of defensive tackle that Quinn's looking for, is a penetrating defensive tackle more than just a space-eating defensive tackle. Right.
So, and, I can't see us paying a guy just for 3-4 ability. Even though what was interesting about this signing, by the way, I don't know if a lot of people know about this or not, but we run a bare front style defense too that looks like the appearance of a 3-4 defense.
Mm-hmm. They run that 4-3 under.
Right. And what's interesting about this is, because when you look at the running backs we're going to be dealing with this year, one of them specifically, who I think ran for over 200 yards in like at least 3 games, Jay Ajayi, I think we played the Dolphins. And we definitely do not want to see him running for 200 yards on us when we got to see them.
No. We'd rather not have to.
Stop that. Not to mention, you got the second-year guy, Ezekiel Elliott, and Mr. Dak Prescott that we got to deal with this season as well. Mm-hmm. So we definitely needed a guy like Dante Poe, man, to bring that run-stuffing mentality to the Falcons, because it's not really a scheme thing unless you're blitzing against the rush, which a lot of people don't do. But you need somebody who can bring that mentality, man, to the fold, man, and take pride in stopping that run, and it spreads out to everybody.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right. It's a mentality, and that's the thing that a lot of people, especially your casual fan or whatever, doesn't grasp that. It's less about the X's and O's and more about the Jimmy and Joes.
Right.
You got to have you can have the perfect scheme in the world, but if the guy don't feel like doing it, he doing it the way you want him to do it, it don't matter how you draw it up, Yeah. All right, so that takes care of Mr. Poe, which is probably the cream of the crop as far as the signings go.
Right, which we can talk about all day if we want to.
Could spend all day on just him. So the next one up is Jack Crawford, formerly of the Dallas Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, the last 3 seasons with the Dallas Cowboys, he played 38 games, 12 starts, 54 tackles, with 9.5 total sacks. This seems like another classic Dan Quinn, inside-out guy.
Right.
He can, like Adrian Claiborne, Courtney Upshaw, Derek Shelby. These are all, guys who can, bump down into the line on a 3 technique or bump out on the outside as a defensive end. Right. So this is very much, seems like that type of a person. I've watched a little bit of game film on him, and he seems very much more run stuffing oriented.
Right.
What you're talking about with Poe. He did a lot of a good bit of getting to guys in the backfield, which is encouraging. So he seems like a just one of those hard-nosed physical type players. Nothing that's going to really jump out at you unless you're unless you know exactly what you're looking at and what you're looking for. It's kind of like trying to scout a guard.
Right.
If you don't ever hear the guard's name, that means the guard's probably done his job.
Yeah.
There are there are no stats for O linemen, so to speak. So it's kind of hard to just glance and go, okay, that guy's effective. So and I think Crawford's going to be that kind of guy. I think last year, there on your playoff run right before the playoff run when Claiborne went down, and Shelby already being down, Quinn saw, crap, I need another guy like that.
Right. Yeah, he does. He did.
So,
but the good news about him though is what a lot of people probably don't know is Dan Quinn and Pete Carroll's scheme kind of embodies some of that Tampa 2 4-man front that Marinelli runs over there with the Dallas Cowboys. So it makes Jack Crawford a perfect scheme fit.
Right.
For what we do. You remember the year before he went in and dipped into the pot and got Justin Durant, which looked good at first, but then later on during the season, man, he just wasn't able to handle business the way that we was hoping that he'd be able to do, which is why he didn't serve his full 2-year contract agreement with the Atlanta Falcons. Which initially he ended up back with the Dallas Cowboys, which makes sense.
Oh, well, yeah, of course. I mean, you find the guy that knows your system back out on the market, you scoop him up for a cheap deal.
Right.
If nothing else, he can help teach the other guys,
Right.
So, like I said, there's not a ton flashy about Mr. Crawford. I think he's going to come in and be a plug-and-play kind of guy, rotational guy.
Right.
Which is great. That's what Dan Quinn thrives on.
Right.
All right, so
I know you about to mention him.
Oh, what's up?
But I'm gonna beat you to the punch because this guy really excites me, believe it or not, more than the Poe signing.
Okay, who you got?
Mr. Andre Roberts.
Well, yeah, that's exactly where I was going next.
and man, I'm so excited about what this guy brings to the table. Not just as a punt and kickoff returner, but he's a sneaky good wide receiver, especially in the 4th wide receiver option. What you think?
No, yeah. So what you're trying to tell me is that you're not super excited about the offense starting within the 10-yard line of our own goalpost every time?
No.
That doesn't excite you?
Well,
because it doesn't excite me.
Last season, because when you watch the game against the Seattle Seahawks in the divisional round, we led the league in plays from behind the 10-yard line as an offense. And we had like 10 drives from the team.
I would love to cut that down to about 4 drives starting from the 10.
If we don't have to lead the league in it,
that's one of those stats that I'm like, cool that we got it. Let's not do it again.
But teams definitely tried us. They definitely tried us, but I don't sense them doing that this time, man. But I'm gonna tell you, man, that Andre Roberts, people is talking about the Deshaun Jackson signing with the Tampa Bay Bucks, but I think that Andre Roberts signing to me is sneakingly better than that move that the Bucks made. And I'm not trying to be biased because it's the Falcons, but if a lot of people remember, this is a guy, that Andre Roberts, that signed with the Redskins because he thought he was going to be the number 2 guy behind Pierre Garçon. And then they went and signed Deshaun Jackson when Jackson got cut by the Eagles, And it just basically upset Andre Roberts. But he handled it well. And to come over here with Matt Ryan, especially how Matt Ryan balled in 2016, I think he's going to continue that, man. And I think he's going to really benefit from having somebody like him.
Well, see, okay, look at it like this. That, signing Andre Roberts did two things. It made losing Eric Weems not that big a deal.
Right.
And it also gave you an upgrade over who was it? Andre Robinson?
Yeah.
Who went to San Francisco?
Right.
So he takes the place, that one guy takes the place of two guys on our team now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a plus. Anytime you can fill, two positions with one person.
Right.
No matter what business you're in, football or accounting. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you can fill two positions with one person, then you're money ahead.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
I agree.
Like you said before, with that number 4 wide receiver, Andre Robinson last year had his chances.
Yeah.
Made his plays. Now you add that being Andre Roberts, and then you throw in the kickoff and, punt return duties that he'll more than likely win in camp. And now you have a, plus situation.
Right.
And I echo your sentiments. When I saw Deshaun Jackson sign with Tampa Bay, everybody was like, "Oh man, that's awesome! That's all." All the pundits and stuff. I'm like, you know what? I mean, Deshaun Jackson isn't the Deshaun Jackson of 3-4 years ago.
No, he's not that player.
And plus, we've got some really good cornerbacks on our team.
Oh yeah, fast ones at that.
Right. You put Robert Alford.
Yeah.
Line him up. He'll run step for step with Deshaun Jackson.
Oh yeah, all day. They're gonna try to move Deshaun around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean when you're paying the guy $11 million.
Yeah, you better move him around. He better. Hey, look, that 11. Look, all I'm trying to say is I need to somehow get like 4.4 speed and learn how to run a go route.
Right.
Because apparently that's enough to get you $11 million.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, man, we should all be running go routes.
Hello.
But you let them tell it. Now, don't get me wrong, man. He's a decent receiver.
Oh yeah.
Here's the other thing, though. I know a lot of offenses do run similar offenses despite the system, but you're expecting this guy to come in and plug him into an Air Coryell offense when he's been running a West Coast system most of his career.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? So this is going to be interesting to see how that goes down with Tampa Bay and how he's able to transition out of that West Coast mentality into this Air Coryell scheme that Dirk Cutter likes to run.
Right. And you also got to think that's different verbiage, different, route combinations and stuff like that. Yep. And then you also got a guy who's kind of a diva.
Oh, yeah.
And so he's very much a me guy, and so, I'm always interested to see how those type players do on new teams.
Right. Well, since we're talking about that, let me ask you, do you think you saw what Carolina has done, and you saw what the Saints have done, and obviously Tampa Bay, which we were just talking about. Do you think that they've done enough to be able to stop the Falcons from winning this division possibly again in 2017?
I have a very hard time thinking that they can. And the reason why I say that for Carolina, it's been like in a sense, Cam Newton has been figured out.
Right.
For the first couple of years he was in the league, everybody treated him like a dual threat quarterback. Right? Like a scrambling quarterback. He's not a scrambling quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And year before last when Carolina went to the Super Bowl, we did it first, and then Denver did it better in the Super Bowl itself.
Right.
But they treated Cam Newton like a pocket passing quarterback. Period.
Mm-hmm.
When he took off and run, those were designed runs.
Right.
He's not, Colin Kaepernick, RG3, Russell Wilson. I'm going to break, play breaks down. I'm going to scramble.
Right.
His runs come off of the read options and stuff like that.
Yep.
He uses the fact that he's, the size of a linebacker, in a quarterback position to help him get yards. And that's worked for him until people, like I said, have finally figured out that he's not a scrambling quarterback.
Yeah.
So unless they can protect him better, which is laughable considering they signed the other Khalil brother.
Right.
Who was a freaking turnstile up in Minnesota.
Right. And not to mention, Orr is still dealing with concussion issues.
Yeah.
What they're trying to dress that up and say that he's doing a lot better. But something's particularly up when a guy is still in concussion protocol after the season is over.
I'm about to say months later.
Right.
Well, that's not a good sign at all. Period.
Exactly.
So no, if Carolina can't protect Newton, then you add the fact that their defensive coordinator is now in Buffalo, and they've never put a huge premium on cornerbacks.
Nope.
So you add all the weapons that we got, and you saw what Julio Jones did to him. Both games.
Yeah, killed him.
Right. I mean, literally turned. What was the one dude? Oh man, what is his name? Oh, Ben Wickery.
Ben Wickery.
Yeah, like he cost that dude his job.
Yeah.
I mean,
he did. Because he gave up 288 of those 300 yards.
Right. I mean, he was looking for the license plate of that Ferrari that kept going past him. And I don't think he ever even caught the first letter.
No.
So, if Carolina doesn't address their cornerback position, I don't think they got a chance.
And what's up with them having like a family reunion of sorts?
Oh yeah, bringing everybody back.
Right.
We're gonna bring back what? Captain Munnerlin.
Right.
Julius Peppers. Did they re-sign Harper?
No, I think they let him go. They signed an older safety named Adams or something. He like 37.
Lord. Oh Lord. Okay. Okay.
And then that's the funny part about it. I'm looking at the safety groups of all these division rivals.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna eat them up, man.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna eat them up.
And as far as the Saints go, I mean, until I hate to say this, as good of a quarterback as he is, and he's gonna go down as a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
but until they get rid of Drew Brees, they're in trouble. And it's not that he plays bad.
Not just him, Sean Payton too, man.
Oh yeah, and it's not that Drew Brees is playing bad. He's not.
Right.
It's his contract that is killing them.
Right.
They've been working that cap space voodoo for the past 4 or 5 years.
Man, what you talking about?
I mean, they're still paying not Cameron Jordan. What is Junior Gillette?
Man, they paying more than him.
I mean, they paying all these people not to be on their team.
Right. Right.
And as long as they keep doing that, there ain't never gonna be more than 7-9, 8-8, 9-7.
That's it, man. That's it. It don't matter how they dress it up, and they don't draft well.
No,
they don't draft well.
But that's because they let Sean Payton do it. Right. Mickey Loomis is too busy running the Pelicans.
Right.
So, and Sean Payton is a great offensive mind.
Yeah, I agree.
But he's no Belichick as far as building the team.
No, man, not at all, man, not at all. And they're running through defensive coordinators like it ain't nothing.
Oh yeah.
They're still trying to figure that out. They really haven't had anybody solid since Bounty.
Greg Williams.
Greg Williams.
Yeah, since old Bounty Gate. And he had
with the Cleveland Browns.
Right, over there with
their defensive coordinator.
Right. So I mean, as far as as far as the Saints go, their cap situation is going to keep them limited for a while.
Right.
And then, so in my opinion, the real threat is going to come if Jameis Winston can, get his stuff together.
Right.
Because he shows flashes.
Yeah, he does. He shows it.
And,
he shows flashes, but he has a hard time dealing with the check down.
Yep.
And that could eat him.
It could. But they have the receiver talent in Mike Evans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, you saw the hit he took from Keanu and held on to the damn.
Still held on to the ball. But here's the issue that I mentioned to someone. They still don't have a top premier offensive line.
No.
And right now, from what I'm hearing, they're going to try one of their guards out at center. So they're not totally sold on Joe Holly, even though they re-signed him.
Yeah, well, I mean, how you can't take an organization seriously that drafts a kicker in the second round after trading up, and then in the offseason signs a veteran kicker for competition.
Right. For competition.
I mean, seriously? I'm sorry, I can't take your team seriously when you do things like that.
But as Pete Prisco says, they could be the team to beat in the South.
Well,
they continue to drum up this hype about this roster over there in Tampa Bay. Do you feel that roster is actually what people are hyping it up to be, or is it all just?
I think it's
as Mr. Trump says.
Yeah, fake news. Right. I think it's a lot of smoke and mirrors. I think it's a lot of names that they want you to feel like are names.
Right.
Like Gerald McCoy.
Right.
Yeah, he's a good, solid defensive tackle, but he's not the end all be all.
Right. Right. He stays injured more times than he's on the field.
Right. So I mean, like I said, I think it's one of those situations that, for whatever reason, the media, enjoys Tampa Bay. Maybe it's the weather down there. I don't know. But
I figure at some point this team has to rise to the occasion.
You would think. Well, it's like
since 2007.
Yeah, I mean, it's like every year with the love fest for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Right.
They go out every year, draft a bunch of high, supposedly talented prospects because they're picking in the top 10. They sign every free agency because they got a ton of cap money because they can't keep nobody and don't nobody want to play there, so they got to overpay.
Mm-hmm.
But so every year in the off season, all these like pundits and websites and stuff try to convince you that this is the year the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to do something.
Right.
And it ain't happened yet.
Well, I guess the way they figure, they said it so long about the Raiders that the Raiders have finally come through. So
right.
Keep standing until it happens eventually.
Right.
So, hey, it just is what it is, man. But I feel good where we are right now going into the draft.
I think so. I think you had the end of the 2015 season after the hot start and then the mini implosion we had.
Right.
I think that finally shifted the mentality of Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
I think Matt Ryan has always been a good quarterback / great quarterback.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But I don't think he necessarily had that killer instinct.
Right.
I think in the 2015 season he developed that killer instinct.
Yeah.
I mean, he did things in the off season following that year that he's never done before.
Yeah.
Got all the went and sought out quarterback gurus.
Right.
And went took on his entire offense down to Florida for a players only type camp.
Which he's planning to do that again, by the way.
Right. Yeah. And I saw a video on Twitter the other day. He's back out in California working with the quarterback people.
Yeah, Tom House, I believe his name, and Adam Duday.
Right. You are, yes.
Yeah.
I couldn't pull their names out, so good on you on that one. Because I was like, I can't think of it.
But, I may have butchered Adam's last name, but It's
at least you got at least you got a name. I'm over here. He worked with some guy out in California.
Yeah.
First name some, last name guy.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think in that off season he developed that killer instinct that you haven't, at least I haven't seen. In, the first 8 years.
I agree, man.
And it's like
I was just watching the Bucks highlights when we played them on Thursday Night Football, man. I couldn't help but to sit in here and just yell and go crazy, man. I mean, he was on fire.
Oh, yeah. Just straight dealing.
I mean, it's like everything he threw, he just couldn't do no wrong, man.
Mm-hmm. Because I read an article about like the mindset and the thinking of like great quarterbacks, and it's a shift that happens in great quarterbacks' careers where they quit throwing to people, and start throwing to spots. And then it made mention that Ryan finally had that shift of I'm not going to throw to a guy. He just needs to be where he's supposed to be. And I mean, you saw the results. Dude's MVP of the season or of the league.
And a lot of people laughed at him about that. I believe that was an article Von McClure had did about that, and Matt Ryan said something about that, and some people made comment about that, like, what does he mean by throwing the spots? But he proved what he was talking about in 2016.
Oh yeah. Did you also notice in 2016 a good bit more back shoulder fades to Julio?
Oh yeah, man. We was killing people with them back shoulder. Man, even Justin Hardy was getting in on those back shoulder fades.
So if that right there is not proof enough, before last year, you hardly ever saw Matt Ryan attempt a back shoulder fade.
Right. It was rare. It was rare. I can name a few times he did do it, but it was very rare.
Exactly.
Very rare.
So, but as far as the rest of our free agency goes, it was mainly a bunch of re-signing our own people.
Right.
Which is what a good team does.
Yeah.
Good teams very rarely go out and make your big splashes. A la Patriots, Steelers, Green Bay. They don't necessarily always go out and make big splashes. They lock up their own and augment with free agency in the draft. Right. So one of the more things I was pleased to see was the re-signing of Kamal Ishmael and Levine Toilova.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
I mean, Ishmael, before he got injured, was playing a very versatile role of, Sam linebacker,
right?
Extra safety out on the field in dime packages.
Right, exactly.
So, he may not ever be labeled a quote unquote starter, but if he's healthy, he's a very versatile chess piece.
Exactly. And we played a lot more dime in 2016 than we did the first year under Dan Quinn. Dan, he runs that dime defense, but I guess because of the opponents we were playing caused us to have to play that dime package a lot more than the bear front that we played in 2015. I don't think we played that bear front defense as much in 2016 as we did 2015.
No, we were in nickel / dime probably, between 75 and 80% of the snaps.
Right.
That were playing. But that's what makes those guys, such as, Claiborne and Crawford and Upshaw, and Ishmael, extremely important because, one of the things an offense tries to do is catch you in a particular look.
Right.
And then, run plays that favor them. As they should. That's what you should do. We do it to other defenses. But having versatile guys out on the field allows you to, match up the way you need to.
Right.
So, I think, signing Ishmael, well, I was very pleased to see that. And then signing Toilolo. A lot of people, talk a lot of crap about Toilolo, but you don't sign a guy to a 3-year, $12 million contract if you don't think he's worth it.
Toilolo grew up, man.
Very much so.
He had a real good season, and I'm looking for him to be even better this year.
I mean, as it stands right now, you have a tight end group of, led by Austin Hooper.
Right.
Backed up by Levine Toilolo and augmented by Joshua Perkins.
Right.
Okay.
And I know we're going to add another guy in there.
Probably in the draft, yes, sir. I would think anywhere from the 2nd to the 4th round, I would expect another tight end to be added. Because from what I understand and what I've seen, our new OC, Steve Sarkisian, he likes a 3 tight end set.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, no, I got no problem.
13 personnel, so that's wonderful.
Mm-hmm. And
that's why he's going to fit in perfectly, in my opinion, with the offense. Now, I don't know about us being the best offense and top 10 in history, but I don't think we're going to take much of a step back as people think.
No. Hey, look, I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Even if Shanahan had stayed here, the chances of reproducing that offense 2 years in a row,
right?
That's tough to do.
That is tough.
I mean, you're talking about trying to catch lightning in a bottle.
Right. Right.
You count your stars that you got lucky the first time.
Right.
But as long as you execute and do what you're supposed to do, and in hopes that your defense can hold people, under 30 points.
Right.
Because I distinctly remember, people laughing and pointing when Ryan said he felt like this offense could score 30 points a game.
Exactly.
And people are like, whatever. If I ain't mistaken, we averaged 33.5 points a game.
And we led the league with scoring that many points in 10-plus games.
Exactly. It's so funny, like you'll find as me and you continue to do this, my annoyance of the media, which is the reason why I got into doing podcasting and stuff.
The same way.
Because, Aaron Rodgers says, oh, I think we can run the table. And then they run the table and everybody just loses their mind.
Oh, yeah. It's Aaron Rodgers.
But Matt Ryan says he feels like the offense can score 30 points a game and people scoff.
Right.
And he does it and nobody brings it back up.
Right. Right. I agree.
I'm just like, good Lord.
I agree. But, man, we might be pushing close to our time here.
I believe so.
We can go all night.
That is the problem.
Falcons, man. That's what we do.